1984. A year that will forever be etched in the annals of scientific curiosity and conspiracy theories alike. It was in this year that a clandestine project known as the Piccolo Study took place at the esteemed Stanford Research Institute in California. This project, which has remained shrouded in secrecy for decades, aimed to explore the uncharted territory of time travel. At the helm of this experiment was Dr. C. Russell Targ, a renowned physicist and co-founder of the SRI's investigation into remote viewing, the alleged psychic ability to perceive places, people, and actions that are not within the range of the senses. However, it wasn't until 2011 that Dr. Targ first publicly acknowledged his involvement in the Piccolo Study during an interview with author Annie Jacobson for her book Area 51, An Uncensored History of America's Top Secret Military Base. Delving deeper into the story, we find that the Piccolo Study was funded by a mysterious organization called the Office of Naval Intelligence, a division of the United States Navy responsible for intelligence collection and analysis. This collaboration between SRI and ONI raises more questions than answers. Why would a naval intelligence agency fund a time travel experiment? And what could they have been hoping to achieve? The Piccolo Study's methodology revolved around a device called a television-like instrument, designed by Dr. Targ himself. This machine reportedly allowed its operator to view past or future events as if watching television. While specific details about the technology remain classified, it is said that the apparatus utilized quantum mechanics and electromagnetic fields in an attempt to manipulate time. Tragically, the Piccolo Study ended in disaster when the lab mysteriously disappeared one night, along with all records of the experiment. No trace of the lab or its occupants has ever been found. Some speculate that they fell victim to a catastrophic malfunction of their own invention. Others suggest that they may have inadvertently traveled through time only to become lost in another era. Despite numerous Freedom of Information Act requests and investigations by journalists, no official explanation for the disappearance has ever been provided. The veil of secrecy surrounding the Piccolo Study leaves us with many unanswered questions and a tantalizing mystery at the intersection of science and the unknown. Was this truly an experiment gone wrong, or did something more extraordinary occur within the confines of that lost lab? As we continue to explore the strange tale of the Piccolo Study, join us on this journey into the heart of scientific intrigue, where facts meet speculation and the boundaries of human understanding are tested. The Piccolo Study, an enigmatic moniker for what might be one of the most peculiar and shrouded experiments in the annals of scientific exploration. To understand the depths of this mystery, we must delve into the lives and motivations of the scientists who dared to meddle with time. The experiment was led by Dr. Thelma Pine, a renowned physicist specializing in quantum mechanics and theoretical physics. She earned her doctorate from Stanford University in 1978 before joining CERN as part of the Large Particle Physics Lab's founding team. In 1995, she transferred to the Los Alamos National Laboratory in New Mexico, where she became a prominent figure in the field of quantum chromodynamics research. Dr. Tromit, Pine assembled a diverse and skilled team for the Piccolo Study, including Dr. Robert Noyce, an experimental physicist with expertise in high-energy particle physics, Dr. Sarah Lassiter, a computational physicist who had developed sophisticated algorithms used to model complex quantum systems, and finally, Dr. Francis Alea, a materials scientist responsible for constructing the unique equipment required for this clandestine project. The team's collective motivations seemed deeply intertwined with their passion for uncovering nature's most profound secrets. When interviewed separately, each researcher spoke of their insatiable curiosity and determination to push the boundaries of human understanding. However, they remained reticent about the exact objectives and potential applications of the Piccolo Study. Intriguingly, Lannell's records indicate that these four scientists were granted unprecedented access to classified information, far beyond their official security clearance levels. This anomaly raises questions about who else might have been involved or what external pressures drove such unparalleled trust in this team. Moreover, the Piccolo Study was funded through an opaque contractual arrangement between Lannell and a shadowy organization